So today I'm just clearing up my garage and doing a little engine prep on the Miata like I was saying in the last video. I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this video. It might not even be like up to my standards of even posting, but we'll see. So I got all my tires here, as you can see on the ground. Got a bunch of them here. Got some up here. The more I think about it, I think the more I think about it, I really don't think I need to keep all these tires. So I'm about to throw all of these in the back of my truck. And I think I might keep those two. Those two up there, just some cheapies, some good burners. The tires that I have on the vehicle, they're not even like cheap. There's some BFG Super Sports, but they are probably too sticky to burn. We'll see. So even on top of what I have now on the car, it's full set of 4, and then these two up here, I really think that should be enough to get me by, even if I do drift here in Minnesota before I leave to Florida. But I'm trying to get rid of all of these. I had more 15s, but some of my buddies came by and took them because they knew my car wasn't done and they knew that they would use them. So the only 15s I have are way too big for the Miata, which I think are this set right here. There's that one there, the one up there. I think they're like 175, 65, 15, which are way too tall of a tire for the Miata. As you can see here, there's the wheel well up here. It's already pretty much right up there to it. Even with camber, I think it's still gonna be too big. So I'm just gonna throw these in the back of my truck and either bring them up to Discount Tire sometime this week, or bring them up to my job. So, but I'm gonna get these to my truck and then we'll continue on with the video. And oh, I also found something cool. I didn't know I had this. I thought I got rid of it, but I do have my power steering pump for the SRT. I found in the bottom of these tires. So that's cool, because if you guys remember, I was talking about I wanted to put power steering back in the SRT. One, because I tore my labrum in my shoulder. My shoulder's not as strong as it used to be. And really it's a pain in the ass to try to turn these tires, especially how sticky they are at low speeds. I'm sick of it. I definitely want to put that back in. I think I'm gonna miss my truck. I've been talking about getting rid of it, moving to Florida, just because it'll be cheaper. I'll be 100% debt free then. But at the same time, it's like, it'd be smart for me just to keep it. Alright, hands all dirty. So I gotta clear off some of the stuff, some moving boxes up back, cover for the SRT, transmission's right there looking good. I'll just set this right here for now. Transmission's looking damn good. It's pretty much all cured up, all touched up. There's a little bit of pitting, but it's an old transmission. It doesn't need to look perfect. The SRT needs a damn good cleaning, especially on the inside. Still haven't got around to doing that. So I got to use this wire brush to clean up some of the alternator bracket, get some of the rust off. I want to paint it, make it look somewhat good. Always wear safety glasses. So what I decided is I pretty much have everything to get the motor fully assembled for the most part, and if I'm going to be putting the motor in the car within the next couple days, I might as well put everything on. So the bracket's dry now. I got the alternator here. Pretty much just got to tighten everything up, but I'm just going to set everything up, then tighten it. I'm just putting this bracket on. It's going to be tightened up first. Then I got all the other bolts to get the alternator on. Then from there, I still need to get a water pump pulley. I'm probably just going to buy one from a buddy locally instead of getting the fancy billet aluminum one. So I'm assembling the intake manifold. I have the injectors in. These are Turbo 2 RX-7 injectors, purple tops. I believe they're 550 cc's, so it definitely should be enough, more than enough fuel to run just 93 pump gas and hit the goal that I want. So I bought these from my buddy, and they're in good shape. He said he cleaned them previously, so I don't need to clean them. I'll probably run some kind of fuel system cleaner through there later on, but he said he cleaned them right after he took them off because he was going to save them for another build or something. So I ordered new insulators, these little rubber grommets, and top O-rings for the injectors, or through Atkins Rotary. If you ever need anything from them, definitely a good place to buy stuff. I know it's out of focus, but I'm using nano focus right now. So now I'm going to throw the intake. So now I'm going to throw the fuel rail on, and hopefully everything fits all right and I don't have any issues. The nice thing about these RX-7 injectors, they're direct fit. Same pigtail, everything. I don't have to do any wiring, nothing. Pretty much I'll just go into Mega Squirt, select which injectors I have, and it's that simple. Alright, so they're just setting in there for right now. Always remember while you're using... So always remember, install the injectors into the rail first, then slide everything in as a whole. Kind of is a bitch unless you want to remove this, which I don't. So always remember, never forget your little spacers. I have everything in a box here when I painted all my stuff, so I'm gonna grab those out of there and install them right now.
2 hours later.
So just my luck, as I was talking about how I keep everything in my bags down there, spacers and bolts aren't in there. So the person who helped me paint everything and sandblast everything didn't put those bolts and spacers in there. I'm still going to install everything because that's just simple. I can slip those in and throw the bolts in even while it's on the engine. So I'll just order those up. So this is a Honda intake manifold gasket. It's actually a thermal intake manifold gasket. So what it does is it actually separates the heat from the head to the intake manifold, which actually gives you better intake temps, which technically gives you more power. So they say, at least I got one on the SRT. SRT sitting outside there, and I've noticed temperature drops in the intake manifold when I tested it after doing a bunch of runs. So I'm sure I'll notice it on this as well. So I think they say, like, I want to say it's like a 3 to 5% gain of like horsepower, which I don't really believe, but who knows. For the price difference, I think the original intake manifold gasket was like 30. This one was like 60 or 70. So I just went with this through Fly Miata. So I sent this head out to Samson Racing out in St. Paul, Inver Grove area, and he checked the head to see if it was level. He checked everything else. Everything came back amazing. He said this head was in great shape. So all he did pretty much was check everything for me, cleaned it, and sent it back. So now that that's all clean, that's clean, we're going to throw this baby on and see how it looks. Once this whole engine gets together, I think it's going to look really good. Once I have a little trick for the valve cover and a couple other things once it's done. Place I want to go to get something is closed today for that, so that's going to come probably later this week or next weekend. And make sure when you assemble this and you put that on, make sure you do not miss this part, because if you flip it around the other side, it won't have a full gasket seal on there. And there's a little Honda logo on the front there, so. So the torque specs on the intake manifold, I believe, are like somewhere between 18 to 25 foot-pounds, but pretty much I just snug them up good, give them a good tightening. So with these, you have to use a little bit of a longer extension. I just doubled up my extension here, just because you got to get it through some of the runners. But like I said, I'm just going to torque them down to where I've always torqued intake manifolds down to, where I've never had one leak. So. The only spots you need the gasket sealer is just on these points here on the little creases of the cam sensor, and right up by the cam shafts here. You got a spot there, out of focus, and a spot there on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and you just want a little bit, just take your finger and smear a little bit in there. You don't want a lot. Alright, so she's looking good. I did find one of the spacers in that box. It was like tucked up in the side of the like in the side of the box where you fold down like the tops. It was like wedged up inside there, and I found the bolts in there as well, but I'm missing one spacer still, so I'm gonna see if I can find that one from somebody locally. So I just have the bolts in there so I don't lose them. I have that spacer in there so I don't lose that spacer. But so far the motor's looking good. I have to torque down, which I'm not really gonna torque them down, I'm just gonna tighten down all of the valve cover bolts. Looks good. I can't wait to get the turbo on there. Oh, it's going to look so damn good. And like I said, I need to get that water pump pulley, but other than that, she's almost together. Once I get my buddy's engine hoist, I'll be able to pull this off of the stand, and I got the rear main upstairs I got to fix. So, and also for you newer guys to the channel, if you haven't gone back and watched some of my older videos about the Miata, I originally bought the Miata for a road course and autocross car. I used to have a 240 back in the day, and I wanted to drift it in the worst way, and so that was kind of back before I really got into cars a lot. It was like my third car, and then I got the Miata. I started autocrossing. It was fun. I was beating a lot of cars that I didn't think I was going to beat. Then from there, I ended up getting more modifications. Got coilovers, some better tires, and I started hanging out with a lot of drift guys, and sooner or later, everybody's like, why don't you just drift it? And here we are today building a car for drift. A lot of people say, why are you overbuilding? I'm not really overbuilding. With the Miata, you gotta think, especially with the 1.6. The 1.6 has only got roughly 70 wheel horsepower, and if that. And this engine was in damn good shape, and I've always wanted to turbo it. So I decided, why not turbo it? Put some better wheels, some drift knuckles to get some more angle, and drift it. So if I don't like how it drifts, then I buy a Z. Or a 240 SR20. Those would be the two cars I'd ever buy if I ever wanted to get a different car, a different chassis for drifting. So, and then I would just pretty much keep this as a very nice street car that, you know, has 220 horse. That's a fun car to drive. So we'll see how that goes. You know, I've been really itching to get a Z. So that pretty much does it for today. I think I'm gonna end the video here. Just a small engine build video, adding on to the other videos. I just threw the throttle body on, got everything torqued down. So next time you see this engine, you should be seeing it go into the car. So, but tomorrow I'm not sure if we're going on a cruise. One of the guys that was actually like leading the cruise says he can't go now, so we'll see. Got my girlfriend there gabbing away, but yeah. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.